to today's videos, how to be a good business analyst. Whether you're starting out in your career or you're looking to sharpen your skills, then this video will provide you with insight, tips, real-world advices and examples from my experience of being in the industry of almost 5 years already. So if you're new here, I'm a business analyst, I'm working in investment banking, and I'm also MBA and CQM qualified. Let me be upfront. There is no magic formula that will make you a great business analyst over in one night, and you will not be able to find this in the textbooks or certification courses. Everything I have learned, I have picked up from my hands-on experience, working on real projects, and yes, learning from my own mistakes. So if you're ready to learn how to bridge the gap between business needs and technical solutions, then let's start it. So what are the key skills and qualities of a good business analyst? Firstly, let's look at the quality like problem solving and analytical thinking. As a business analyst, especially at the beginning of your career, of being as the analyst or the associate, I believe you will find yourself being as the part of the support rota, where you will be responsible to investigate some urgent cases. This is where staying calm and applying your analytical thinking will be essential. I was in the situation where the pressure was on and it was very easy to jump into conclusions. However, in these processes, it's very important to step back and understand the flow of the processes and the systems. If we take, I call it baby steps, and we try to understand by identifying the root cause instead of surface level symptoms. Other important key qualities here are communication skills, of course. I can assure you that there would be a lot of examples in the industry where a lot of technical solutions didn't meet the business needs because they were not translated correctly and were not explained in the right way to the development team. Here I would like to highlight that business analysts should have a good understanding of the business domain. I always try to act as translator, simplifying the technical language from the business side and translating business needs to development team. And this helps to avoid a lot of confusion and delays. Other quality are technical knowledge. In terms of the tools, understanding and using SQL is a must for gathering and analyzing data from different databases. So in many cases, you would use as the business analyst the SQL in order to retrieve the data, and of course Python will be used for more advanced data analysis and automation tasks. So libraries like Pandas you will use for manipulation, NumPy for numerical operation, MATLAB for visualization, and other different libraries, for example for predictive analysis. And sometimes I would use Excel for different kind of manipulation of the data, and also to create a report which will be easily interpreted by stakeholders. When it comes to visualizing the business processes or data flow, then tools like Visio will be very helpful. However, recently, from my experience, I have been using a lot of Confluence for any documentation and also presentation of the data flow charts. Confluence also includes the feature which allowed you to create different flow charts within the same platform, which makes very easy to collaborate and to share the information from the Confluence to the team in real time. I have mentioned actually about usage of the Confluence when it comes to documentation of the business requirements in this video. Please have a look. Stakeholders management. In any project, one of the most challenging aspects is defining priorities that comes from stakeholders. It's very common to deal with different stakeholders in the same projects. For example, some stakeholders, they would like requirements to be delivered as soon as possible, while other stakeholders will prioritize perfection in details. So navigating this push and pull between speed and the quality is one of the core responsibilities of a business analyst. So a good business analyst, they will not just be looking about the midpoint of that conflict, but they will try to find a solution that will justify or satisfy the needs of both sides. If stakeholders, they are pushing for the fast delivery, then BA can propose a phase approach, where the most critical features are delivered quickly, followed by a period of refinement to improve the quality and to address any outstanding issues. This helps maintain momentum while ensuring the quality standards are not compromised in the long term. Another aspect is attention to detail. So in the role of business analyst, being very detailed, it's not just desirable skill, but I believe it's one of the key aspects of being a great business analyst. Every piece of information, doesn't matter how small it might be, it might have a critical impact of the project in overall. So when we define the requirements or also specifying the workflow, and in case if we overlook some of the critical aspects of the project, this can lead to the major issue, delays, and of course additional costs in the future. The same about missing some key components or the key explanation in the documentation when we present it to the development team, it also can lead easily to the technical solution which will not satisfy business needs at the end. For example, in the book The Art of Systems Thinking, written by O'Connor and McDermott, the authors discuss how the systems are interconnected and how this small error in one part can ripple through the entire process. This is very important in the business analysis, where missing a single business rule can have unintended consequences across the entire system. So in order to mitigate those risks, business analysts needs to be very detailed when they documenting requirements. So here are a few practical tips that I would suggest. Checklist. This will ensure that nothing has been missed during the interview or workshops which have been set up during the sessions with the stakeholders. Peer review. So here having a team member to review the documentation will always help you to ensure that nothing has been missed. Clarifying assumption. Don't make assumption if something is not understandable for you. I would ask 2 or 3 times to ensure that I understood exactly the needs of the stakeholders or any other business requesters. Make sure you follow up with the question before putting everything into the documentation and passing requirements to the developer team. Here also I would like to share some steps how to become a business analyst. Gain real-world examples. I believe that no one books will teach you how to deal with the difficult stakeholders and how to match project with challenging requirements. But you can learn this by doing that. Second step is to build your portfolio. For example, when I started out, I didn't have any fancy portfolio. For example, I included the case where I describe how I improved the reporting processes on my first job. This showed potential employers that I know how to add value. Networking. Networking for me, it's not just about attending events and connecting people via LinkedIn. For example, I know friends who actually go one of their most important jobs in their life through the people they met at the conference. So they kept in touch, and when the solution came up, then they remember about each other. Other key aspect is continuous learning. Even after being almost 5 years in the industry, I'm always learning new tools and methods. For example, last year I had completed certificate in quantitative finance, which was very intense program for over 8 months, almost every day, daily lecture in the evening, a lot of exams, final project, but at the end of the day, it helped me to become more knowledgeable, to become more confident in the area, in the field where I'm working. So the landscape and your field is always evolving, and it's very important to stay up to date, learn from your colleagues, looking for the courses that will help you to become more knowledgeable and be more confident in the area or the business where you are. One of the obstacles also that business analysts can face is dealing with unclear requirements. As I mentioned already, it's very important not to jump to the conclusion or make some assumption, which very often lead to the wrong assumption. Please be proactive, ask the question, do the follow-ups, just to ensure that we have a perfect understanding of what business is asking us to do before we deliver documentation to my development team. When it comes to the business requirements about what the right way to approach them, to define, to document, to visualize, I have presented here in this video. Please have a look. And the last but not the least aspects of being a great business analyst, it's about handling the pressure. Very often the deadlines can be very tight and the pressure become very intense. And I have been in the situation where I had to deliver the requirements in unrealistic timeline. So what helped me to achieve that? First, it's being calm. Second, to be able to prioritize the tasks. And the third is to be upfront what actually can be achievable. So to conclude, being good business analyst, it's not something that you can learn overnight. It's a combination of the skills, experience and continuous improvements. And you will learn as you go from each project, from each challenge, from each mistake. If this video gives you some insight, please click the button like and subscribe for more content like that. And if you got any personal experiences or challenges that you have experienced being as business analyst, please share them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And thank you very much for watching me and see you in the next video.